It's becoming more and more clear each and every year that goes by that there's a big double standard in Hollywood. If you don't completely and totally align with the woke echo chamber, they will try to cancel you. They'll try to throw you out. They'll try to do everything they can to make sure you don't work in Hollywood if you don't toe the line. And when it comes to people like Mark Wahlberg or especially Mel Gibson, that's been the case. In a big way, a lot of them have been pushed out by the traditional Hollywood circles. Well, now they've just announced that they're teaming up. That Mel Gibson, after a years-long absence in the director's chair, he is teaming up with Mark Wahlberg for a new movie. Mel Gibson direct Mark Wahlberg in new film Flight Risk from Lionsgate. And even though a lot of people were pumped about that, the idea of Mel Gibson and Mark Wahlberg working together, and maybe we can see what they can do in a movie, that's going to be fucking awesome. There were some people that had a big problem with it. There were some people that were just so upset. And I just got a small sampling, but you could find thousands and thousands of things like this with the announcement that Mel Gibson will direct Mark Wahlberg in Lionsgate Action or Flight Risk. White supremacy always rebrands their own. Both Mel Gibson and Mark Wahlberg have a history of anti-black racism, but now their image has been rehabilitated and all appears forgotten. Mel Gibson didn't act in Hollywood for years, and he hasn't directed anything in nearly a decade, from what I can tell. But yes, all's for there's no ramifications for anything that happened. Yeah, of course not. Racist pigs love to collaborate. The power to control. What do we have here? Mark Wahlberg and Mel Gibson in one movie when a racist joins another racist to maximize their joint racism. All you got to do is search Mel Gibson, Mark Wahlberg, racism. You will find all of this shit. And of course, Mel Gibson very famously has publicly apologized for some of the things that he said in a drunken rant years and years ago. He went to the Jewish community. He did this tour, this apology tour. And you know what? No one has forgiven him of anything. These woke lunatics out there, despite him doing exactly what they would have wanted him to do, say that he's sorry and apologize and accept responsibility and even be punished, be kept out of Hollywood for a long fucking time. That's not enough. Which is why so many people nowadays are realizing that it's pointless to even apologize for anything like this because these people will never let it go. And the idea that Mark Wahlberg's having to answer for any of this shit, Mark Wahlberg, when he was like 17 or 18 years old, got in trouble, okay? When he was a teenager, he got in trouble and he spent some time in prison. That was, what, like 50 years, not 50, but like 30 plus years ago at this point. And they're still trying to bring that shit up when it comes to Mark Wahlberg. That's laughable. And there's going to be, listen, you're going to have the people on Twitter, the weirdos, the freaks backed by woke Hollywood that are upset about things like this. But at the bottom line is, for a lot of people, a lot of fans of movies, you hear this news, you're like, man, I can't fucking wait for this. Mel Gibson directing, Mark Wahlberg starring. This could be awesome. I personally can't wait. And it's interesting to see these woke lunatics lose their minds once again at the mere mention of someone like Mel Gibson or Mark Wahlberg.